The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is one of the coolest things that's ever happened in a video game. Okay, so I'm just going to get right into the analysis of this. First, we're going to look at it from an intellectually artistic standpoint, because video games are art, and if you disagree, then you probably didn't take any art classes in high school or something because you thought they were lame, and now you're like a finance major. So one of the most important elements that make up a piece of art is the ability for it to draw the audience's attention to a certain something within the art, whether that be using lines, contrast, light, etc., etc. Video games and interactive media in general have a bit of an advantage in this aspect because they can just say, look, the big spaceship that you've been eyeing up from afar for the past 30 minutes is about to f***ing explode. The second way that the Aurora draws the player's attention is the fact that it is one of 3 things that you can see from your life pod above the surface of the water, with the other 2 being, of course, your life pod itself, and also for some reason this one random giant coral tube. But anyways, while these methods of attention grabbing don't really seem subtle, within the context of video games, they kind of are. In this moment, a lot of games would fade to black, switch to some overhead camera or something, replay it like 3 times, some of them in slow motion, a bunch of different angles, and like make you watch that cutscene echoed and repeated. But Subnautica doesn't need to do that, because it makes you want to watch it happen, and from your point of view, wherever that may be, which is huge for immersion. Another thing that makes this so sick is the fact that after the ship blows up, you're given blueprints to make a radiation suit and told that you need to go fix something inside of it, which is insane narratively, right? I mean, the Aurora starts off as this far-off, cursed, assumed to be inaccessible set piece that serves as a reminder of how you ended up in this mess, but now you can actually go into it. It does so much for the game. Narratively, it serves as backstory in the form of gameplay rather than a cutscene or dialogue, taking show don't tell to a whole new level. In terms of level design, it's a completely unique environment that you can't find anywhere else in the game, and it's the first place you really walk instead of swim for an extended period of time. The almost traditional dungeon-esque level design of the area, which I'm not going to go into specifics about because that would make this video way longer than it needs to be, works really well for something that you don't really see anywhere else in the game. I really can't think of an example of any other game where such a major set piece changes so dramatically with this much of an impact on every other aspect of the game. But if you can, leave a comment and let me know, because I want to hear about it. Also, it kind of happens again. A couple more hours into the game, you get a message from a ship, the Sunbeam, telling you it's coming to pick you up. It gives you coordinates to an island, most likely way further away than you've ever been able to explore at that point in the game. And on that island, you see a giant-ass building, which you may eventually realize is a gun. As the Sunbeam's ETA counts down, the gun moves into position and promptly destroys it, as well as the player's last hope for rescue. Also, chromatic aberration. Chromatic aberration looks cool. That's all I really have to say about that. I couldn't find anywhere else in the video where it makes sense to mention this. There isn't anything to analyze about it, it's just chromatic aberration is sick as hell and makes literally anything look about 10 times cooler. So, thank you for watching. My last 2 videos were giving off real career complainer, negative Nancy vibes, and that's not really what I want to be, so this one is a more positive subject. As always, sorry it's been so long since my last video. I've been busy with school and work and game development. Speaking of game development, I've learned a lot over the past almost 3 years at this point, and it's hard to tell, but I think I'm kind of starting to plateau off with my learning, and I'm getting to a point where I can actually make a project where I'm not fighting my past self because my skill has dramatically increased since whenever I started the project. So hopefully news about a game soon, or maybe not. Maybe it'll be another year before you get anything. So subscribe if you want to find out. Like, subscribe, comment, share, check out my games, do whatever you feel like. Talk to you later.